And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand more about today's business climate, things happening in the area here. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program right here on AM 860 The Answer. Also, you got an FM translator at 93.7 on the FM dial. We've got a weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone Sunday mornings as well. And Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku. You can watch our TV show version. Just search up Binge Networks and you'll find us right there, the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win. And we do that by bringing on expert contributors, folks that we've assembled, we've vetted, and they have unique businesses and ways that they help our listening audience. So we want to introduce you to some of our expert contributors here in studio. We got Doug Levi back in studio. Strategic Insurance. Welcome in, sir.
Brandon, always good to be here, man. And today we're going to talk a little bit about health insurance and how people can protect themselves in that area of life.
Very confusing area, health insurance.
Yeah, no doubt.
It really is.
No doubt it is. And all the different policies and, again, all this talk with coronavirus and stuff, kind of things are in the news about health and health insurance. So I thought that would be a good thing just to talk to the listeners too today about.
I love it. I love it. And we got Eli Gonzalez in the house, the godfather of ghostwriting. Welcome back, sir.
Man, it's been too long, Brandon. Thanks for having me again.
It sure has. Yeah, we were talking about that before, about 6 years or so since you were previously on the show, and we worked together on my first book, and we're going to be working together on another book.
That's the rumor.
I like that. I like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And 85 books to date. Congratulations on that milestone.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been blessed, privileged to write more than 85 books for other people. That's me, myself, my team. The last 5 years since I've seen you last, we've written about 120 books and published close to 200.
Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. So today we're going to talk about, not only the art of writing the book and what to put in it, some of those keys to success, but how it can help you as a business owner. When you think about a marketing opportunity, if you're in sales, if you're in business, the #1 thing you got to do is get attention. There's not a better way in some people's eyes is writing your own book, becoming the authoritative expert, write a book. And of course, now a lot of people are starting the podcast. They're doing the similar radio show models as well. But essentially, we're going to talk a little bit about that and how it can help you grow your business. Now, we want you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. 813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate Hotline. 813-670-7372 is our Consumer Advocate Hotline number.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information is available for you on our website. You can see links to all of our expert contributors here on our website at consumerqb.com. consumerqb.com. Giving a big shout out as well to Taps Restaurant over at the International Plaza Mall. My favorite restaurant here in Tampa Bay. We love to go and have some lunch. Great ambiance there. Excellent food. Very friendly wait staff. And we're hosting a big event. Now, you want to mark the date. Save this date in your phone. Pull out your smartphone. Throw it in your Google Calendar and save the date. Wednesday, March 25th over at Taps Restaurant over at the International Plaza Mall. 6:30. We're going to have Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. It's going to be an awesome time. You're going to be able to meet close to 100 people. We're expecting well over 100 people to turn out, but you're going to have business owners, salesmen and women, all types of account executives, reps, business owners there talking about their business, and it's speed networking. So we're going to have DJ Yahoo there. It's going to have the energy pumped up. We're going to have some great music in the background, and every 3 minutes, basically, you're switching. You're going to another person. You're going to be meeting a lot of cool people, so bring a stack of business cards and a great attitude, and you're going to have a lot of fun over at our Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. Tickets are available at eventbrite.com, and it's a $15 ticket, gets you into the event, food and an appetizer and a drink. So it's going to be an awesome time. Taps Restaurant, Wednesday, March 25th. Save that date. And again, Taps Restaurant, the best restaurant here in Tampa Bay. Excellent food and very friendly wait staff. And all you have to do is mention that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and they're going to hook you up with a free water with lemon every time you go in there. Every time.
With the lemon?
That's right.
Oh,
No, we don't get that just anywhere.
That's
you
right.
don't get that just anywhere.
That's the QB show.
Come on,
That's
man.
the QB show. That's a homie hookup right there
That is
for the QB
sending
show.
the love out to the Bay.
So we always talk about hot listings that we've got. I just listed a property yesterday. This is a Clearwater property, 1410 North Betty Lane. This is a car wash. So if you're looking for a cash cow opportunity, this is it. You got a lot of income coming in from this 3-bay car wash right here in Clearwater. So you've got cash flow opportunity, passive income opportunity at 1410 North Betty Lane in Clearwater, right here in Tampa Bay. So check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right. All right, let's jump into it. So we've got Doug Levi in the house. He is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all things insurance, property casualty. You got your auto, lots of different ways. Flood insurance is a big topic we talked about. You've also got your side hustle going on where you're bringing folks on to be able to make an extra income part-time. A lot of people are looking for that opportunity as well, Doug.
Yeah, we're excited about that. I mean, we're about 35 so far.
Nice.
That have joined. We've just had some agents that have come on. Our first one's out of state too, so we're getting people coming on in California, Pennsylvania. So yeah, some great opportunities there. InsuranceSideHustling.com, and that's where we're showing people how to get into the insurance business.
Nice.
Part time. But what I wanted to mention. So thank you for mentioning that. Maybe we'll talk a little later on that. But what I really wanted to talk to the consumers today is about health insurance, right? So my first meeting this morning too is with a business owner, and we were talking about all their business insurance that they have with us and going over their group health insurance. And there's just so much confusion about what I have. And so, you know, if those people that are listening or seeing us online on TV, I just ask you to think, assuming you've got health insurance, do you understand how it works? Do you know what your deductibles are? Do you know what your co-insurance is? And we're going to unpack that in a minute, but just really big picture. If you had to go to the hospital and have, let's say, your appendix taken out, God forbid.
Right.
And the bill's 10 grand, how's it get split up? How does all that work? And then for what I'm well aware of, just the research out there, there's a lot of people that have no health insurance at all. A lot. And not to get into a whole political thing, but a lot changed after Obamacare. That marketplace has changed drastically. You can really only get your traditional major medical carriers around what we call open enrollment.
Yes.
And that occurs traditionally at the end of the year, sometime at the end of November and December. What I do want to encourage people to know today, though, is they can get short-term health insurance. Okay? So, and that area has really taken off. That marketplace has really taken off. And again, I don't want people glazing over. As always, we want people with questions. Check out TampaBayInsurance.com. Call our office. Talk with one of our team members. We're always happy to help. And I think they just put that up on the screen, the TampaBayInsurance.com. But really, very basically, people can walk away knowing that if you don't have anything right now, you can get short-term health insurance. That typically can go up to 6 months. Can give you a little pot of money if you need to go to the hospital. You've got a pot of money for the hospital. You can often add prescription coverage to that. We work with United Healthcare, one of the largest carriers in the country and really in the world, and they have a really, really good plan. So there are options out there. The market's gotten a little more complicated for sure.
I think that's who I have, United Healthcare. I've had them for a while. And luckily, I think if you're locked in to like 5, 6, 7 years ago rates, it's great to stay in that, right?
It really is.
Things have gone up significantly.
They absolutely have gone up significantly. And we see that continuing to rise. And again, some of those plans that you had then, you just can't go out and get now, right? Again, because we kind of talked. And, you know, even though traditionally in the past, our agencies worked with and represented companies like Humana, Aetna, United Healthcare, none of those carriers right now, you can't just call today and get a traditional major medical policy from them, especially in the Bay Area. A lot of them just aren't writing that even, right? Wow. But if you've had a policy with them for years, you very well, you know, should maintain that and keep that. And again, it may be different if you have group health insurance. So there's so many different flavors of it. If you have group health through your employer, you may have one of those carriers I just mentioned. I was really talking on the individual side where, you were just an individual for you and your family looking to try and get insurance. So other big thing for takeaway for people is understand your deductibles. So almost all health insurance is going to have a deductible, and that basically is the amount of money you're going to pay out of pocket till the insurance kicks in. That could be, and those numbers have gone up quite a bit in the last several years as well. It's not uncommon to have a $5,000 deductible for an individual. Or $7,500 or $10,000. I mean, we see as high as that sometimes.
And that leads to bankruptcy.
It can,
when
absolutely.
you get into those positions, it leads to bankruptcy, it leads to divorce. It's those challenges that happen. We're talking with Doug Levi, strategic insurance, PPO, HMO, all those things.
Alphabet soup, right?
It is.
It can get very confusing. And I mean, there's so many different options out there. What we just try to work practically with people on is say, I try to treat my dollars like your dollars. I want to try and find you best coverage for the best rates we can and work within your budget, right? That's really the standpoint we're trying. And we try as much as we can to sort of simplify things and simplify the process. We also have coverages like, AFLAC type plans where there's little what we call hospital indemnity plans. Maybe you can't afford major medical, or you're in this window, you can't get the traditional major medical because you're outside of the Obamacare enrollment. Maybe you can't afford short term, but maybe you can do a little hospital policy. So at least hey, if I have an emergency, I at least have a little bucket of money to go to the hospital.
You still got your $17 review plan going?
Absolutely. We do our $17 Amazon gift card challenge, and that's really just an opportunity to review what we've got. If we can't beat your rate or put you in a better spot, we text you a $17 Amazon gift card.
Wow, that's awesome. So what a great opportunity. It's a win-win opportunity for you as a homeowner, as a parent, as a person that needs insurance. We all need insurance. Doug can do property, casualty, home, auto, flood, the health side, lots of things. Also got a side hustle thing going on. So let's talk about texting the word review. If you want to get a review with Doug, sit down with him and his team. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, a lot of our partners, or a lot of our expert contributors I do business with, and I do business with Doug and his team. They do a great job. Highly recommend. First-class service the whole way through.
Appreciate that.
Text review to 813-670-7372. Simply just pull out your phone, shoot an email if you want to our consumerqb.com website. You can email through there. But easiest way is to text the word review to 813-670-7372. We'll put you in touch with Doug Levi, a Strategic Insurance. And we've got more from Doug coming up here in the show. We've got Eli Gonzalez in the house. We're going to talk about marketing, ghostwriting, the way that being a published author can really significantly change your trajectory of your business and your career right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. Do not touch that dial. We're going to take just a quick time out. We also have a feel-good story of the day. Missouri hunters donate nearly 3,500,000 pounds of deer meat to food banks right here in feel-good story of the day coming at you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Kansas Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember now. Ask Anthony about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Everybody. Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination.
Well, that's kind of...
you're super connected. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to...
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife and I own or operate a top team here in Tampa Bay. We're in the top 1% of all realtors here in the area. There's over 7,500, 8,000 or so realtors in the area. So if you look at top left, number one, if you're watching our TV show out of the office here for January. So Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes right there, top agent in the office, top team in the office here in Tampa Bay. We want to help you win. That's our goal when it comes to buying, selling, or investing. We're going to help position you to either sell your property faster for the most amount of money, and we've got studies and statistics that will prove that. And also on the buy side, making sure you go into the buying side or even investing side with the knowledge that you need. With what are the comparables? What's going on with the market? What's the absorption rate? These are all questions that you want to know before you make that offer. So we're going to be able to help educate you from a perspective of knowledge and in the community here. So we take great pride in being your economist of choice, your real estate economist of choice right here in Tampa Bay. And so check us out online, platinummvpteam.com. A couple of hot listings here. Now here's a great opportunity. If you're a business owner in the Palm Harbor area, we've got 0 alternate 19, also known as 516 alt 19 in Palm Harbor. Now look at this opportunity. You've got a vacant lot where you can build your dream office, professional office location, can even be a mixed use. So you might put a rental opportunity up top, have someone live on site, take a look at the, watch the business or what the situation might be. But the impact fees have been paid, and the owner's throwing in $40,000 worth of the site plans. So you've got the building plans, the architectural plans, everything's in place. Impact fees been paid at 0 alternate 19 in Palm Harbor, and it's right there just north of Tampa Road, where Tampa Road dead ends into alternate 19, just north of that. So you're surrounded by other businesses. You've got the walkability to the restaurants in the area right there close to Ozona and downtown Palm Harbor. Great opportunities. Check out our listings at platinummvpteam.com. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They did a great job with my family's move to our new lake house, and Gary Thacker and his team are very responsive, whether you're planning either a local or long-distance move. I highly recommend Gary Thacker and Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. I called them just this past weekend. It was a Saturday night. I think it was later Saturday night. I called them up. Hey, Brandon, how you doing? And so we had a kind of a rush job. He said, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll get somebody over there right away. And we're moving one of the Clearwater Beach closings that we're having, moving them to Orlando. So he did it kind of a rush job for us, but he's awesome, and the team is awesome. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, in studio today, we've got Doug Levi. He's an insurance expert. And now we're going to talk with Eli Gonzalez, old friend of mine, as well as wrote my first book back in the day, 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. But he's known now, he's branded himself as the godfather of ghostwriting.
Yeah, I kind of got branded that way.
Yeah.
Because I have I own the International Ghostwriters Association, which a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
And I have some courses out of there. And so one of my courses, my flagship course, teaches people how to make a living as a ghostwriter.
Right.
Now, because of that, because I've kind of blessed people into this new career, people who love to write now are making a living as a writer, as a ghostwriter specifically. Now, somebody said to me, "You're like my godfather."
Yeah.
So that kind of I was given the moniker Godfather of ghostwriting, but I love it and I'm running with it.
Yeah, because 5-6 years ago, you didn't really not many people knew what that actually meant.
Yeah. This area here, Tampa Bay, it's almost like real estate. You can't throw a rock without hitting 3 realtors.
Yep.
You can't throw 2 rocks without hitting 1 ghostwriter. It seems like here now.
Okay.
It's like and here in this area, I've worked with about 32 writers that I trained to work with me to fulfill demand.
Nice.
So that's another reason why I'm like the godfather of the ghostwriting. There's probably 4 people now that are making a full-time living after having worked with me for about 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
As ghostwriters.
Cool. Yeah. That's awesome, man. So you're passing along that information. And I think that's the economy we live in, the world we live in now. It's like, hey, you've got specialized knowledge. How do you share that? How do you position yourself as the authoritative expert? And that's what you specialize in.
Yeah, and I operate from a perspective of abundance too.
Yes, exactly.
So people want to work with me, and they'll tell me, hey, in about a year, I'd like to start my own thing, and there's no fear here.
Yeah.
There are millions of people that want to write a book.
That's right.
And really, the way I look at it, we don't necessarily help the clients so much, but we help the millions of readers that get their hands on these books. And the hope is that these books find, certain people in time before they make a drastic mistake.
Right.
Whether it's their business, whether it's their marriage, or whatever it is.
Yes.
And so being able to get the testimonials, not from my clients, but from readers.
Yes.
Is kind of worth its weight in gold. It's its own reward.
Yeah. For example, like Captain Will, story. What a great story he has.
Yeah. Captain Will, amazing man. We did 2 books with him. His first book, erroneously accused of a horrific crime.
Yep.
Went to jail, federal prison.
Yep.
This is a pilot.
Yep.
That's now in with the worst of the worst. And had to go 2 years living there, being totally innocent.
Yeah.
His story is absolutely amazing. It turns out that the judge didn't preside over his case fairly, and so he was able to get his case overturned. Turned out that they ended up kicking the judge off.
Throwing the judge off the bench.
Throw the judge off the bench. Now the scary thing, which is the fascinating thing about his story, is that when you go to prison, a lot of times they don't even tell you when you're leaving, because what will happen is if the prisoner tells everyone else, then the other prisoners see that person as they got a lot weaker, right? Because now they're not going to fight if they know they're getting out in 2 days.
Yep.
Will thought he was leaving soon.
Yeah.
And he told people he was leaving. He ended up staying about 6 or 7 months longer there.
Wow.
So if at first it wasn't hell, it really turned into hell. With now every day he's like, when am I leaving here? My case has been overturned.
Yeah.
So he's got a phenomenal story. And last I heard from Will, there's some people biting production company to potentially turn his story into a movie.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we did another book with Will called From Ditches to Riches.
Yeah.
Because after that, part 2 of his story is he leaves the state he was in, comes to Florida, has $10 to his pocket.
Yep.
He stays with a friend's couch. His first job is literally digging ditches. Now he has an aviation company. He's killing it.
Yep.
So he's gone from ditches to riches. And his second book is very, very motivational. And that's one of those kind of books that you read, man, if he can do it from where he came from, no matter where you're at listening right now, you probably were never in a position like Will was in.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he could do it, read his book, Ditches to Riches.
Yeah.
It's not just his story, but he really develops, lays down his mindset on what it takes to get out of the ditch and get into the clouds.
That's right, yeah. We're talking with Eli Gonzalez here, ghostwriter, senior and founder, ghostwriter of the Ghost Publishing, and he wrote, talking about Captain Will Smith's book as well. He wrote Captain Will Smith's books, and yeah, what a great story he has of overcoming adversity. being thrown, into jail. Wow, what a story. And now he's flying multi-million-dollar jets for big-time businessmen and women.
Yeah.
A lot of the names, if we said them here, you would know them. Some popular, former NFL coaches, restaurant, big-time restaurant company owners, all types of business owners, a lot of real estate folks. And we've got, and using that idea, we utilized the American Dream television show, one of our other TV shows that we're a part of, and we went to Tampa International Airport, shot a cool episode for our TV show. That video now, to kind of show you how it works with the marketing side, that's got right at 50,000 views on Facebook now.
Wow.
Has lots of
cool.
shares, lots of comments. So that's the kind of strategy that you have nowadays when you're marketing. So in the next segment, what I want to do is talk to both of you gentlemen about marketing, your keys to success, and really what's kind of differentiated you in your business models, especially, marketing in today's 2020 environment. Can you believe, we're in 2020? So, yeah, that's right. So actually, let's give the website. So you're Tampa Bay
Insurance.com.
Insurance.com.
Yes, sir.
Eli.
TheGhostPublishing.com.
TheGhostPublishing.com. Okay.
I am the ghost.
That's right. The Ghost Publishing. So check him out online, Eli the Ghostwriter. And we're actually going to be saying goodbye for today. We got a split show coming up here. But yeah, awesome stuff. Great content today. Insurance. If you need insurance, reach out to Doug Levi. If you're thinking about writing a book, do it. Reach out to Eli Gonzalez. Talk to him about how easy he can make the process of ghostwriting. And when we come back, we got our expert contributors with the solar realm coming in. We got 3D solar in the house as well. And our feel-good story of the day, Missouri hunters donate nearly 350,000 pounds of deer meat to food banks. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it's Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember now. Ask me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Backles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
You're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We want to help you win in any marketplace. Published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon. Become the MVP in your industry by surfing the radio waves. So helping you understand more about the marketing side of business and surfing the radio waves there is our book out on Amazon. We'd love for you to check it out. Let us know what you think. And we are back here in studio. Our goal is to be your consumer advocate, helping you win in any marketplace. And when we say any marketplace, we're talking about solar now. So we've got 3D Solar in the house. Travis McIntire in studio. Welcome back in, sir.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Awesome. And you brought the boss man over as well, David Ringo, 3D Solar.
How's it going today, man?
Doing well.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So solar's a big part. You think about solar and why it hasn't come along as far. I guess it's come some way, but you brought some statistics for us, Travis. I appreciate that. But why not solar? Why not more roofs covered with solar, right?
We ask that question every day, don't we, Travis?
Yeah. That's the question.
There's so much hesitancy in the market. I mean, I think most of it is the education portion of it. People, I mean, we go to some people's houses and they still say, I don't believe that. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Huh. We just installed my neighbor's house, and if I was going to install somewhere where I knew it wasn't going to work, it's not going to be at the end of my driveway. You know what I mean? Right. So that guy's killing it. He's crushing it, getting some great production, and he's very happy. And the proof's in the. I love this saying. It's an old school solar saying, but they say the proof's in the roof. You know what it produces on the roof. When we got installs out there with people they're calling us months later that are showing us a $9 electric bill, sometimes no electric bill. Well, the $9 is the interconnection fee for Duke or whatever, And when they call and say, I've got a $9 electric bill, that's a really fun call to take, let me tell you. So we have that often. We love that.
Well, one of the things too that I heard they're doing now, and I can't remember if it was Travis that told me or David, but one of the scenarios is where most people have the demand, right? In the morning and in the evening, they get home, they take a shower. In the morning, they're taking a shower, running some laundry. Aren't they charging more for those peak hours, or is that coming down the pike soon? Have you heard of that?
Well, I guess you're going to let me take that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's some places that are doing that now, but that's likely going to happen. And I could get in real deep on why that would happen, but I do want to paint a quick scenario. Let's talk about this for a minute. Say you say you represent 1/10 of the state. Say there's 10 people in your community, and say that's the same proportion as you are in the state, and 2 people go solar. That's 20%. Mm-hmm. So that puts 80% of the people paying for the electric grids. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, 2 people realize that price is going to go up because of that. Say 2 more people of those 10 go solar. Now you got almost 50%. Say you have 50% going solar. Now you have less people paying for the upkeep of the grid and the utility companies.
Right.
Guess what's going to happen?
Jacking rates.
Rates are going to go up because the utility has to do that. So, and I don't want to get too far off in the weeds because I can do that real easy, but you'll see utility companies are going to have to raise their prices the more people go solar. And so it's almost when you're going solar, you're hedging against raise prices for not just inflation, but because of the necessity to have to maintain a grid, because they're going to really be grid maintenance companies before long. Sadly. Right. So
let's talk about when you get into any industry, there's good, better, and best. Keller Williams Realty, #1 in the world.
#1, yeah.
3D Solar, Fast 50, Tampa Bay's Fast 50 by the Tampa Bay Business Journals. Yep. Fast 50 ended up on number 8 on the list last year.
That's right. So that's pretty awesome. The number. I'm glad you remember that number. Yeah. 8's pretty awesome. Yeah, we were shocked with that one. We were very shocked. We were 12th the year before and thought we'd drop back down the list a little bit into in the 20s or something. And we sat there and we thought, they forgot to put us on the list, and they invited us here, so they go through it. But so finally they got the number 8 and called us. We were shocked. We were pleasantly surprised at that number and very happy with that. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
they come as a surprise. We keep our head down and we try to help people every day. And pretty soon you lift your head up and there's a trophy set in front of you. Yeah, and we're not going for those. We're going for helping people and to protect the industry. That's right. And to make sure we represent it with ethics, honesty, and integrity. Yeah. And as long as we do that, then I think the trophies will keep showing up. And that's
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. Every year so, or 18 months or so, I get a call from Florida Realtor Magazine, and hey, last couple weeks ago they got another call, and hey, tell us about your branding. How do you brand your team? How have you grown your team to be in that position? So yeah, it's similar. It's a trophy in a different sense. You're getting written up in a magazine, but I love that because you are a leader and you're helping. And this is a serious topic. This is something that is a serious topic because when you look at Florida being the number one state people move to now, we just recently surpassed Texas, and you've got so many people moving to Florida, the taxing of the grid, and also the water supply. There's some serious concerns. Infrastructure, we all complain about traffic as well, but there's some serious concerns, and power is one of the main things that we got to be careful of.
Absolutely. And I know this sounds kind of corny, but we really strive to make it to where we don't have to have another nuclear plant built.
Right.
If we can do enough solar to the people that move into the state every day and offset that electricity with solar, some kind of green, even if it's not solar, something green that doesn't require another plant being built somewhere, like some nuclear plant or something like that, we'd feel great. That would be awesome. And like you said, those trophies are a byproduct. We don't do this for the trophies. We do this to make certain that people are happy and saving money, and we're producing what we say we're going to do, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's right.
And then the trophies do come. Once you keep your nose down, like Travis said, to his point, man, you keep grinding and doing the right thing every day, and
that's right.
Trophies come.
That's right.
But we don't do it for the trophies. The one, I would say this, if we were talking about trophies, you mentioned the Fast 50, we were on Inc. 5000, all those kind of stuff. Probably the number one award that we would ever really want, if you ask me what's most important, it would be the Angie's List Super Service Award, because that's from people's reviews of us, and you can't buy those awards. I mean, maybe some people can, but I can't. I don't have that kind of money, right?
Yeah.
So, but we've gotten 3 of those in a row, and we love that.
That's cool.
We love the fact that we have people that are happy, and you're always going to have somebody that's unhappy. You can find bad reviews on any company. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We have 1 or 2 haters out there, and I get it. So.
Yep.
But for the biggest award that we have, I would really like to keep getting Angie's List awards. I don't care about the other awards; they're great, and don't get me wrong. I love having a trophy to show people and to solidify our growth and our, what we're trying to do for this industry. But man, I'd rather have that Angie's List Super Service Award every year.
We're talking with 3D Solar here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Bryans. We got Travis McIntire in the house, David Ringo as well. 3D Solar, a top company here in Tampa Bay when it comes to solar. And what's next for solar? What's the future look like, Travis?
Storage. A lot of people are gravitating towards storage because if you're producing during the day and you're given to the grid, and the grid's down and you're producing during the day, it has nowhere to go. So we've recently had some new technology. We're getting trained on it now, and I'm super excited to roll it out. And it's storage capability, and it has a smart grid technology to the point where right before the meter, it'll shut itself off if the grid goes down, turn itself back on when the grid goes back up, and reconnect. I mean, it's really fascinating what this thing's going to do.
Wow.
And because that's what people need, especially if someone with a special needs, or if soman was elderly and they had oxygen or something. It's really beneficial.
It's very important. And a lot of the game played today, in politics and everything, it's a lot about the PR game, right? So you see some of these electrical companies, power companies that is, buying solar farms and putting it out there. Oh, we bought this big solar farm. We're putting solar out there. And the thing that hit me, and we talked about it on the show before, is that, it looks good, it sounds good, but it might not necessarily be good in
not
a couple
when the
of
bill
ways.
comes. And that's the frustrating part for us too. And that's why we're looking around. Every day I drive home, especially my own neighborhood. There's 450 homes in our neighborhood, and I put solar on 5 of them. But where are the other 45 people? It's like, come on. I'll show you the $15 bill, but I think people are still scared of a new reality. And that's what 3D Solar is specialized in, is help bridge the gap between how you used to think and how you need to think now. Because if we put just one stat to share with you, 40% of total U.S. electricity could be supplied by solar on rooftops alone.
Wow.
Almost 50%. If we had rooftop solar, that was more rooftop solar, we could produce 40% of our electricity.
And how much cleaner would that be for the environment?
Oh my goodness gracious! I'd have to look more down through the stat, but not the average American home for going solar for a year is like avoiding adding more than 12,500 pounds of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, growing 122 tree seedlings for 10 years, and not burning over 8,000 pounds of coal, and that's in a year.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's phenomenal. These are things that people aren't thinking. They're thinking, well, am I going to save money? And there's so many more things than money money with going solar.
Well, let's attack each one of those. Okay, so I don't have the money. Well, that's a 0 or low percentage rate finance, right?
Well, all you have from paying Duke over 10 years is a pile of receipts. Yeah. You have no return on investment. When you purchase solar, you own the system. Yep. You own it. And when that system's paid off, you can hopefully go to a $10 connection fee with Duke. Mm-hmm. Now you're saving serious money. Yeah. And the name that people need to understand with solar is to avoid the inflation. The average utility inflation in Florida is about 5%. So if you're going to be in your home for, it's my forever home. Well, just in 10 years, your utility bill would increase 50%. And having a 2.99 no prepay penalty loan, it's really, you have to do the math.
Yeah, that's a really low rate. And that's a great opportunity to have your roof covered with solar and soaking it up from the 3D solar, the photovoltaic. It's there for us. It's a system where you can do it. And you guys have opportunities to meet with homeowners at your office, at their home, in-home consultations, meet at a Starbucks, wherever they want to meet, you'll meet them, right?
Absolutely. If you want to do a phone consultation, if the fear of going, if fear of the salesperson or being tricked or being scammed is that's what's stopping you, give me a call on my phone, my cell phone. Yep. I'll talk to you. I'll meet you at Starbucks, like you said, because I'm very passionate about the business. Yep. I do it for the environment, and I have solar in my own home, and I'm averaging probably saving about $300 to $500 a year, and I've only had it on my house for a year. So
that's awesome.
I'm married to an accountant, so I have no choice.
That's
Either
right.
save money or die.
Yeah,
but, and I literally had to sell her on a spreadsheet because she's like, prove it to me. Yeah. And I learned a lot too, and I thought, oh my gosh, look at the 5-year impact on this. It's phenomenal.
Exactly.
So,
again, a lot of our expert contributors, I can tell you from firsthand experience, and I have 3D solar on my roof as well, so I can tell you that from firsthand experience. Travis and his team, the installers, everyone. David came and checked up on us the next couple of days after it was installed. So it's a first-class service, first-class operation, first-class product, and it's going to help save you time and money when it comes to your finances. Got the tax rebates, tax incentives. We'll talk more about that coming up here with Travis McIntire and David Ringo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And our feel-good story of the day, we got Missouri hunters donate nearly 350,000 pounds of deer meat to a local food bank. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask to me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said non-violent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife and I own and operate a top team here in Tampa Bay, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. Got a couple of hot properties here. Check out this one at 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. This is a developer builder's dream. Check out the beautiful photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks flying that drone up high for us. But what we've got here are 8 lots, 5 of which are waterfront on Bell Lake, which is a 90-acre ski lake right here in Tampa Bay. So you've got an opportunity to build and develop right here in Land O'Lakes, just north of Tampa, Florida. 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. Great opportunity. Price point's right about $1 million. Owners motivated and willing to negotiate. And then right across the lake there, I've got another property on Cox Drive. It's 4207 Cox Drive, which is also the same lake. So check it out. Right across the lane there, you've got an end unit corner lot available, half an acre, ready to build your dream home on. No HOA or CDD. And of course, that lake is stocked full of all types of bass and great fishing, water skiing right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. And this segment is brought to you by the Golf Cart Depot. Giving a shout out to our friends Marty and the fellas and the team over there at Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on a test drive. These things are lots of fun, lots of family fun. You can use it for personal use or even commercial use like I do. I use it for door knocking in our neighborhoods when it comes to real estate. And there's my Keller Williams Red, beautiful Easy Go golf cart that we've got. Some awesome opportunities right there. My little buddy goes with me sometimes, Carter, if you're watching our TV show version there. And so, yeah, beautiful time of year to be out there door knocking. They've got some great carts, Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, pre-owned and remanufactured and brand new golf carts available from Golf Cart Depot, Tampa location and a Clearwater location right off of US 19. And they are just north up there in Land O'Lakes as well. Golf Cart Depot, friends of the program, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And we are back here in studio. Our goal is to be your consumer advocate and helping you win. Every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day. Tell me something good. All right, so you got Missouri deer hunters have donated nearly 350,000 pounds of venison to the food banks and pantries across their state this season. The hunters donated the meat and to Missouri's Share the Harvest program, which provides lean, healthy venison to help feed hungry Missourians. The program, coordinated by the Missouri Department of Conservation and the Conservation Federation of Missouri, was launched in 1992. Since then, more than 4.3 million pounds of meat has been packaged and donated to people in need. Quote, hunters started sharing the harvest because they saw a need in their communities, and the hunters remain the driving force behind this popular program that helps feed fellow Missourians who are in need, says MDC Director Sarah Pauley. We greatly appreciate the hunters, processors, and sponsors of theirs to share the harvest, says Tyler Swartz in the press release. The donated venison stays local, and they're talking about how it helps the neighbors in need. So pretty cool, man. I like that.
Was that 350,000 pounds?
350,000 pounds of deer meat. That's in
insane.
Yeah, that's just in this food this season. Yeah.
Wow.
And to date,
That's
it was
impressive.
4.3 million pounds to date since 1992.
Holy cow, that's great.
That's a lot of deer meat.
That makes you feel good.
So they get to go out and do their sporting. They get to go have fun.
Yeah.
And then rather it's sitting in their freezer and, in there for years and years or whatever.
Yeah.
They're giving it to people that need it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
I grew up hunting, fishing. It's been too long. I haven't gone hunting in a while.
Yeah, it's healthy for the environment because it controls the population. Because the poor things starve, man, if you don't control, especially the
That's
white-tailed
right.
deer. I'm from Illinois, the land of the big deer.
Yeah.
And poor things. So it's good to see them do that.
Get some big ones up there.
Love it.
That's right. So we're talking with 3D Solar here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Travis McIntire in the house. David Ringo as well is the owner of 3D Solar. So let's talk a little bit about maybe some more statistics, and then maybe let's hit on the tax incentives that are there as well, because it is right at tax time too.
A couple fears I want to attack though is the people are scared about solar, the pricing. Since 2010, solar has fallen 70% as far as the pricing. That's one thing that people are freaked out about. It's like, oh my gosh, is the price going up? Actually, it's going down, which because the utility rates in Florida are not as like Texas. They're not as expensive as California. So we have to be competitive, and with lower pricing, that's exactly what we're doing. Another interesting statistic that people are concerned about is it going to work? Okay, I have a 20-year warranty, but what happens in year 21? People often ask that. And the panels that were installed 40 years later, most of them are still working at 80% efficiency or greater after 40 years.
Wow.
So yes, people, relax. After year 21, they're not going to blow off your roof. And the other one that I love is that, and a lot of people are scared about, well, what happens if the panel is decommissioned? What happens to it? Does it get thrown in a landfill? Well, luckily, 90 to 97% of a decommissioned solar panel can be recycled or sold.
Nice.
So we're not putting these in landfill like people are saying, and don't listen to that. That's not true. They're recycling these things and reusing them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. You got the tax incentives. You're going to be saving money. If you're paying Duke or Florida Power Light, Florida Power Electric, you're basically renting your power rather than owning it.
Pile of receipts. What else do you have to show besides TECO? When they raise the rate, did they send you an apology letter in the mail? No.
Right.
And when's the last time you've seen Duke go for a price increase to the Florida legislative branch and say, hey, and not get it? When's the last time you've seen in the paper Duke denied? That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
money talks when it comes to that. So that's the utility scale, which is
lobbyists
sad.
and all that stuff.
And they're like kids. They'll ask for 25% and settle for 12. So they know what to do. They inflate what they need. They ask for the larger number, and then they, Duke settles for 12% instead of a 25% increase. Oh, and we're so thankful. So I've never been a big fan of that. But can I throw a couple more stats at you too?
Absolutely.
So in the state of Florida alone, I'm going to be specific about Florida. There's over 10,000 employees in the solar industry now in Florida. There's 47,000 installs so far, and that can power 400,000 homes.
Wow!
So 47,000 installs that can power 400,000 homes.
Wow!
So that doesn't match up, right? The issue is what skews that is we have a lot of utility grids out there, utility companies putting large systems in to sell the solar power. So I want to make sure that I say that correctly.
Yeah.
That TECO, FPL, Duke has put in solar farms to provide solar to you because it's cheaper than them having, coal and or any other form of utility production. So it's cheaper for them to have solar, and they know it. They're proving it. If you go and look at some of these banks and so on, a lot of them and credit unions are going to put solar on there. They understand the investment. So when you have a utility company and banks doing solar, man, you got to wake up and start doing your research on those.
Yeah, and the reason why they're doing it, I think, is a PR play too. So it looks good, and they write it up in the papers. Oh yeah, well, look what they just did.
And there's a
but
tax
they're
credit.
taking away arable land. They're taking away land that we could build homes on or grow food on.
That's correct. That's true too.
That's another big one.
So we really only have 1.65% of the state is covered for electricity as far as solar. So there's a huge opportunity there. A lot of it's commercial. That includes commercial and residential. So that's the total production. But we're not even 2% saturated in solar, and you're starting to see it, and it's the Sunshine State. So
right.
Brandon, you got a good point. Sunshine State, so let's take advantage of that. But there's always going to be room for solar. There's like you said, there's people moving here every day. This is population growth is blowing up here in Florida. So
all right, let's jump into our lightning round here. We got a quick lightning round today.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Travis McIntire, 3D Solar.
As I always say, make your word worth more than your wallet, and you'll find out what it means to be a valuable person. It's not about dollars and cents. It's about doing the right thing, being kind, putting your hand down to help someone, picking up an extra piece of trash along the path. Do the right thing, and you'll get the right result.
I like it. I like it. All right, David Ringo.
Man, just I would encourage everybody to at least look into solar at some point. If you more than anything, we try and educate. We're not hard sales. We don't come and try and sell if you buy this today or whatever. So I tell people to use their gut instincts. Make sure they feel good about the person sitting across from them talking about solar. Make sure that they have a good feeling. If they're not educated enough, get some more education. Don't just jump at the first thing that you hear. So just make sure you get educated. There's a lot of information out there that's misleading. A lot of people twist it. There's a lot of tons of information about solar, and not all of it's true. So.
Exactly. Find out what's the true lowdown on solar. 3D Solar here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friends of the program as well. And I would say for my nugget of advice today is especially when I talk to young realtors out there after over a decade now in the business and 20 years combined with my mortgage and real estate background, is I would say number one is, do you expect to be successful? If you're coming into this business and you know that it's a difficult uphill battle in the beginning, that's what you're taught is you're going to starve for 6 months. No, not necessarily. If you get with the right team, if you get with the right company, you're not going to starve for 6 months. That's not what it is. It's more of a mindset. Do you expect to be successful? And if the answer is yes, and you're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen, then that's a different story. And you're not going to starve the first 6 months in real estate like some people say. So you want to look at personal development, following the model, modeling experts. What do other successful people do? What about your 80-20 principle? What are you doing on the 20% of the key tasks that's going to contribute to 80% of your success? It's really just a mathematical equation, guys. If you make a certain amount of calls, if you're doing the right things, if you're following through with your previous clients and follow-ups, it all boils down to a mathematical equation, and you're going to be successful by doing that. So another great show. I want to thank 3D Solar. We had Eli, the Ghostwrites, on the show, Doug Levi earlier as well. Thanks to all of our expert contributors. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.